Hey y'all, I'm back. Again, we're going to the study guide for mid-unit 2. I didn't finish number 11 on the previous video, so I'm going to go ahead and finish that up. I went ahead and rewrote the pattern off to the side because I know it's kind of hard to see and I was rushing at the very end there. But the pattern was multiplying times 3. Whenever the pattern is multiplication, we know it's geometric sequence. We went ahead and wrote the next equal now statements with times 3. Or if you wanted to, you could write next equals 3 times now. Both ways are acceptable. More than likely on the ELC, when it's multiplication, it'll be written in this manner. The next thing they ask us to do is write the geometric sequence rule. Remember, the geometric sequence rule is a sub n is equal to a sub 1, and then we have r, so r to the n minus 1. Remember, anytime we have our sequence rules, we only need to replace two things. So in this one, it's the a sub 1 and it's the r. The a sub 1 is our first number in the sequence, which is 2 in this problem, and r is our constant multiplier, so we're constantly multiplying by 3. So 3 and then n minus 1. So I'm going to put a little box around my two answers that I have. Kind of wrote on top, apologize about that. But the very last thing we have to do is write the exponential function rule. So I'm actually going to need a little bit more room to do this. So I'm going to rewrite this a sub n right here. Alright, so I'm going to slide this out the way. I'm going to just solve it on this yellow sheet of paper for us. So in this problem, to solve this, first thing we typically do is change this to y, and we change our n to x. I'm going to keep everything else the same. So we have 2, then we have 3 to the x minus 1. So the only thing that I changed was the n and the a sub n. The next thing we do, we need to break this up. If you go think back to the law of exponents, we know that when we multiply, we add the exponents. So that's why this is the same thing as that. So after we change, we break up. And then we still have our 2 in the front. I'm going to change everything to multiplication. And then the next thing is change to fraction, aka flip. And when we look at this, hopefully we can recognize that the rules that we learned in foundation, this right here is really just 1/3. And then we combine like terms. And we can see that our like terms are 2 and 1/3. So 2 times 1/3 is just 2/3. And then we have 3 to the x in front. Y equals. And that is our explicit function rule. So I'm going to take my sheet of paper. I'm just going to write it on this sheet of paper. So we got y is equal to 2/3 times 3 to the x. And that is our answer. So we're going to continue on. So the next problem we have was number 12. These are mostly review problems from previous units. On this you would be able to use a calculator, but a calculator is not needed. So in this problem we have f of x is equal to negative 2x minus 5, and we're trying to find out what f of negative 8 is. So everywhere we see x, we're going to put negative 8. So we have negative 2 times negative 8 minus 5. A negative times a negative is a positive, and 2 times 8 is 16. And so 16 minus 5 is 11. So we know f of negative 8 is equal to 11. We go on to problem number 13. All we're doing is just solving for y. So I'm going to split my equation, circle the variable I'm solving for. 8x is the furthest thing away. So I subtract 8x on both sides, and we are left with negative 8x plus 32. We bring down our negative 16y, and then we divide everything by negative 16. So we get y is equal to, and negative negative will give us a positive 1/2 x, and then we have a minus 2. And I will continue the next problems on the next video. Thank you.